Good morning, everyone. This morning we are going to shed some light on how economy means our fiscal system or M1, M2, M3, M4, all they work. It is very simple. But most of the time we don't pay any kind of heed, any kind of attention, even if it is the simplest thing. But we are confused about it. We ask ourselves that how does it work? Money comes to our home, from there money goes out again, from there where does the money go, and from there where money end up, and finally where the buck stops. So many questions actually are rolling around in our mind without searching for an answer. Sometimes answer is right at the tip of our nose. But we cannot find the answer because nobody has discussed about it. We have not discussed about it. We have not read about it. All the things we read in our mobile is all stupid, fluffy, pornographic, naked, nude, these kinds of satanic things. We have been watching, we have been listening, we have been reading, and we never actually chase after any kind of knowledgeable, erudite, or cardinal things. Now we are human. If we chase after dog, we can get the dog. And if we chase after goat, we can get the goat. If we chase after gold, we can get the gold. And if we chase after Ravan, we can get Ravan. It is all up to us. God has made us what Islam says, ashraful makhlukat. God has made us veritable ashraful makhlukat. Means He has given us all kinds of choice in the world. We can choose either eating vegan food or carnivore. We can eat either like people in Korea and Vietnam, they eat monkeys and the snake. We can eat that, or we can eat just plain food like squash that the Nabi, the Prophet of Islam used to eat. So every single thing is all relative. We are what we eat, we are what we do, we are what we think, we are what we try to achieve. Nobody can force us to achieve this or that, but it is all destined. That is what they say in English proverb. Your deeds decide your destiny. Your deeds. You open your mobile and look for all the gossips and all the cheap things and all the satanic thing and all the devilish things and all the pornographic conversation and pornographic shots, pornographic thing that even sailor would blush. Sailor would blush means ek sailor ne par sharam aave. That kind of pictures you are going to watch and you are going to subscribe and you are going to prescribe and you are going to become upward and you are going to do every single thing because your mentality leads you that way. Your genes are leading you that way. Your culture is leading you that way. Your home culture is leading you that way. So whatever we are simply, that's it. We're going to change it. So here, I've actually created 4 points for carceral flow of economy. Carceral flow of economy means how money circulates in the society. That's all. Carceral means circulation of money. You think about it, where the money comes from and where money goes. And that is simple to understand, and once you understand that simple thing, you have understood a very, very significant economic concept of carceral flow of economy or circular flow of economy. So in the carceral flow of economy, there are 4 points. There are only 4 points all over the world, whether it is created by me or it is created by Adam Smith. But there are no 5th point, only 4 points are there. And these are the 4 points. Point number 1 is household income. Point number 2 is firm and MSME, micro, small, medium enterprises. Number 3 is government. Number 4 is for foreign players. Money actually circulates. Carceral flow of economy actually goes through these 4 points alone. There is no fifth point. Even Adam Smith cannot. Even Keynes cannot. Even nobody can actually find out if there is any fifth point in the carceral flow of economy. Now we are going to elaborate that one point at a time to understand. There is nothing to understand. Sometimes someone tells you something you understand. And sometimes nobody tells you anything about that particular vista, particular realm, particular thing, and we never ever understand if it is the simplest possible thing. That reminds me of a joke. A guy coming from, like us, coming from America. They don't speak Hindi or they don't speak vernacular anything. Now the person is sick. He is actually lying on his dead bed and asking for water. But the problem is that he doesn't know Gujarati or any other vernacular word of water, so he's asking his family members that, give me water, water, water. But nobody understands. And he dies of dehydration. He doesn't get water and he dies. But the water was sitting right under his bed. So water is there, but he dies of dehydration. So sometimes that happens. Answer is right under our nose. But nobody gives us the proper answer. So point number 1 we are going to discuss about is household income. So carceral flow starts from our home. Whatever the money we have earned, whatever money we have accumulated, saved, this money is in our household. We actually dip our hand into that money, take out the part of the money, and go out into the Reliance or go out somewhere else and go into, say, for example, college, universities, and pay for our education or our grocery bill. So the money sitting at our home is now leaving our home and going into someone else's premise, someone else's territory, someone else's business. 5,000 rupees sitting in my home. And now, say, for example, tomorrow my wife takes this 5,000 and goes to Reliance. Now this 5,000 is going from my home to Reliance. So that was the first step of carceral flow of economy. That Reliance got this 5,000 rupees from me, and we actually gave 5,000 rupees from our home to Reliance. So now household income. Number two is firms and MSME. Now this 5,000 rupees went into firms like Reliance, or it can go to even micro, small, medium enterprise also. We can take it to somewhere around here and buy some yogurt and the milk and the sugar and all sorts of things. Then again, same thing happens. This money goes from our home to now firms. Firms to MSME. So these are the 2 steps of carceral flow. So now, third step is very important, that our household money went to the firm and MSME. Now firms and MSME, they are going to buy the raw material, they are going to buy energy, they're going to buy, help, the blue collar, white collar, all kinds of help from the people, and the most important, they're going to pay taxes to the government. So in the carceral flow, my money from my house went to Reliance, and now from Reliance, the money went to the government. Because Reliance paid the taxes, Reliance paid for the energy bills, Reliance paid for every single thing Reliance bought, and this way, the government now third step of cultural flow is government. So from our household, money goes to the businesses. And from businesses, our money goes into government. So the business is going to keep its profit. Rest of the money will be actually spent on all the things that the businesses receive from government in the form of capital, in the form of premise, in the form of energy, paying wages, paying rent, paying salaries to the workers and all that. They keep their profit. The rest of the money is actually flowing out from the Reliance or from the MSME and going into government most of the time. Part of the money again comes back to the household. Say, for example, I work for Reliance. I earn 10,000 rupees from Reliance every month. 5,000 rupees my wife spends in Reliance, but I earn 10,000. So 5,000 rupees from our house goes into Reliance, and whatever the salary I get from the Reliance, that money comes back to me doubling up. So we spend 5,000 rupees to Reliance. Reliance adds 5,000 rupees more and it gives me the salary of 10,000. This way, circular flow of economy continues. Now, we were on the point number 3, government. Now, from government to foreign players. Now, whatever the money I have in my home, I spend it in the firm, buying the grocery, buying clothes, buying things, buying energy, buying all kinds of stuff, and buying every single thing from SMAE. So my home money goes to all the businesses. From businesses, this money go again to government. Now government this money that firms and MSME, they earn, they keep their profit, and the rest of the money goes to government to pay the bills, pay the taxes, pay the interest rate, pay the rent, pay all other charges, pay for the energy charges, pay for every single thing that they have to pay to the government. So, third step in the circular flow of economy is government. Now we are moving into fourth step, foreign players. Now what happens? Whatever the money government accumulates from businesses, from people, from direct taxes, from indirect taxes, from selling materials, raw materials, selling energy, petroleum, every single thing, government actually accumulates huge amount of money. Now, government does not have every single thing to provide to the people of the nation. So what government is going to do is government going to buy most of the things that the nation needs from other nations. Like for example, in the case of India, 75% of the petroleum we buy from the OPEC. All our planes, most of the weapons, our tanks, our fighter jets, these are the commodities and these are the all articles we actually buy from foreign nations. So now our money from government goes to the foreign players. We import lots of things from them. We import technology, we import all kinds of information technology, IT, and all kinds of things that India cannot produce. And this way, circular flow of economy carries on. My money goes to Reliance. From Reliance, this money goes to the government, and again, the part of this money goes into the household because the people who are working for the Reliance are getting salaries and all that. Government actually accumulates all kinds of money, spend the money on the national development, building roads, education, healthcare, research and development, discovery of vaccination, providing healthcare to the poor people, and from there, the government is actually going to spend segment of that money on the foreign nation to buy the things that we need. For example, fresh, very classical example is our vaccination. India does not have vaccination yet. Effective, efficacious vaccination in India is not available. So India has to buy vaccine from the foreign country. So this is known as carceller or circular flow of economy, where the where the carceller or circular begins, that is where it comes back. And that's how money doesn't stop at one place. And that is why they say buck stops at government. Means finally the money would stop with the government. Buck stops with Uncle Sam. Thank you very much for listening. That's all the time we have. Talk about something else tomorrow. Until then, God bless everyone on this planet. Amen. Summa Amen.